Ladies and gentlemen, when I heard this story, my heart sank. Back in the early 2000s, we had moved into a home that was in a new development. And it wasn't unusual because the development was new that people would get lost. And on one occasion, somebody did knock on my door because they were lost. And I can't even dream of going to the door with a gun. I mean, I didn't know this person. This person didn't know me, but they were trying to get to a certain street in our new development. So I knew where they were trying to go. Actually, they were probably about 2 blocks away from where they wanted to go. I had no problem telling them how to get over there. And everybody moved on. I moved on, they moved on. But to think that, oh, look at this person at my door. I don't know. I'm going to take a gun. I mean, who thinks like that? No, I really truly believe this was all about race. I think if a white teen was at this same person's door, their reaction would have been totally different. I'm going to go ahead and play this video from CBS News and I'll be right back.
I'm going to tell you this morning about a Kansas City teenager fighting for his life after being shot for knocking on the wrong door. The family of 16-year-old Ralph Yarl says he was trying to pick up his younger brothers when he made a mistake. He mistook one address for another. And someone shot. Police say the person who shot this teen has not been charged, at least not so far. Lily Luciano has more on this story.
And you should never, ever have to worry that your life will be taken.
1 block difference is what the family of 16-year-old Ralph Yarl say landed him in the hospital Thursday with what's described as life-threatening injuries. Yarl was supposed to pick up his younger brothers from a friend's house on 115th Terrace in Kansas City, but she says instead he went to 115th Street, where he rang the bell, and that's when police say a man opened fire, shooting him in the head. Yarl's aunt said the man then shot him again.
There is a thorough investigation underway now. There will be a thorough review in the prosecutor's office. We will make sure we do all we can to be fair, to make sure that we're as expeditious as possible.
The homeowner who allegedly shot the teen was taken into custody on a 24-hour hold and was released. Police cited the need for further investigation and for a formal statement from the victim as some of the reasons. While the identity of the shooter remains unknown, many in the community worry race may be a factor. Kansas City's police chief acknowledged that concern.
I want everyone to know that I'm listening, and I understand the concern that we are receiving from the community.
Black lives are under attack. What do you do? Stand up, fight back.
Protesters gathered and demonstrated on Sunday, calling for justice, including Yarl's father.
Our message for the prosecutor, we want charges. That's what we want. If he goes free, the next black kid that's gonna ring that doorbell could get shot again.
That was Lily Luciano reporting. You could see how easily you could make the mistake. 115th Street, 115th Terrace. But let's talk about Ralph Yarl for just a second. He's described as a section leader in the marching band, one of the top bass clarinet players in Missouri. His friends and teachers describe him as kind soul, quiet, friendly, well-mannered, willing to help, no criminal record, his family says, super smart, and a musical genius. I mean, thank God he's still alive. Let's just start with that. Thank you so much he's still alive. But there are still so many questions. You knock on the door. They say it wasn't threatening, according to the family and the attorneys. He was just knocking on the doors to pick up his little brothers.
Yeah, based on what we know now, unless it's legal to shoot people, delivery people who are knocking on the door,
Exactly.
how is this okay? I don't know. Police are going to be looking into it.
And we do have to question ourselves as a society when we get to the point where someone ringing a doorbell, somebody who's lost or somebody who's looking for help, can find themselves facing down the barrel of a gun.
And
a child.
It happened to police who went to the wrong address in a different state as well. So something's going on here.
No, more and more questions on this story, and we will stay on top of this.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Ralph Yarls, and only 16 years old. The only thing he was guilty of was going to the wrong house to pick up his younger brothers. Wow. So he was shot by the homeowner after he went to the wrong house to pick up his brothers. Now, how hard would it have been to go to the door, listen to him, and then say, "You know what? You're at the wrong house." He would have at least had an opportunity, hopefully, to get on a cell phone to call and check on that address. But that decision was taken away from him. Now he's hospitalized, fighting for his life. And I saw the pictures of him laying on the gurney. It was horrible looking at those shots of him. So they got Ben Crump representing the family. They said the homeowner shot the teen in the head and then shot him a second time after he fell to the ground. No, you were trying to kill him. You were trying to kill him. You know, and I'm listening to, other videos, and America will never progress from racism. And it's because people don't want to. That's why they keep teaching each other racism and raising their children and their children and their children up on it, because they don't want racism to go anywhere. That's why it's still alive and well. That's why I keep telling y'all, these folks, they represent the past. They are not our future. They are nothing about them is the future. Everything. They are the full embodiment of their forefathers. That's why they act like them. They talk like them. They got the same racist attitudes. They got the same ego about this fantasy about their skin. Trust me, that mess is fantasy. And it keeps getting passed down because they do believe in it. They believe in racism like a damn religion up in here. That's why it has not gone anywhere. So you heard it's being investigated and yada, yada, yada. But the bottom line is this should never have happened in the first place. How about helping a person that may not know where they're going? And this is not the first time. If y'all remember, there was another child that missed their bus and they were trying to get to school. Y'all might remember this story. And this black child knocked on a door for help because they missed their bus and they were trying to get to the school. Y'all remember that one too. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Trust me, if these children were white, none of this would have ever happened. We all know this. America's future with these folks is racism. That's why they got to get out of the way so that the world can progress without all of this racism in it. Our Heavenly Father didn't make a mistake when He said Gentiles will never rule the world again. So now they got all this fantasy stuff going on about a reset and they're going to stay in charge. That ain't written anywhere. That's not prophesized anywhere. It's just some fantasy crap they came up with. No, we don't have to go along with your fantasy. You're on your own with that. But no, there is no rulership ahead for you. This is really it. Can you imagine moving into the future and this kind of stuff that happened to this innocent 16-year-old is in the future? Who the hell would want it? No one. So he's fighting for his life over mistaking the wrong house. That's it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I sure hope Ralph Yarls is recovering, and I hope his family get the justice, and they definitely should get some type of compensation. And, and this is what happens when people have guns, but no brain. They got a gun, yeah, but they have no brain. This is a good example of that. They always say, let's get the guns out of the hands of these people. There are so many out here now. It would, what kind of job it would take to get guns away from people. At this point, it would be counterproductive. Too many people got them. And just like this homeowner, too many of them that got them are unfit to have one, but they can still legally get one. So they said the neighbor was taken into custody, but they have since been released. And you can tell this is a white neighbor because they won't even release their name. They won't tell you who this neighbor is, but they got his address. How hard would it be to find out the name of the people that reside at 115 Terrace? It really wouldn't be hard to find out. So, ladies and gentlemen, my heart goes out to this family. I sure hope he pulls through and this young man is able to go on with his life like any 16-year-old have the right to do so. So, y'all, but yet we can't get the crime bill. Always remember that when these incidents happen, we're the ones that can't get that crime bill, right? How many Asians are walking up to the wrong house and getting blown away? How many? Sure haven't heard of any. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.